So, welcome to Beauty of Colors podcast, Dr. Theresa. It's great to have you on the show.
It is my honor and pleasure that you have invited me. I'm so glad to be here.
You,
Thank you.
you're very welcome. So, tell the listeners about you and what is the success zone?
So, the success zones are where you can live and know exactly that you will get your desires because you have all the tools. So, that's why I called it the success zones,
Mhm.
because you can have success in your health, your wealth, your relationships, and just being in life.
So, how did you come up with that? Like, what triggered you to come up with that?
So, about 10 years ago, I was attacked. And a friend of mine explained to me that I had created that to happen in my life. And I was like, why would I create somebody attacking me in my life? Not that I'm a victim. I didn't feel like a victim. It had happened, but I sure as heck didn't want to be responsible for the creation of that. And
Mhm.
so I went on a quest to find out the difference between how you create your reality, what it is we create. Um, and I found a lot of mumbo jumbo, and then I just kept searching and studying with various teachers and learned how the mind worked,
Mhm.
and learned that once you know how your mind works, you can direct it to create your reality. There are always bumps in the road, and there are things that happen in life. I don't necessarily think we create everything, but we do create how we respond,
Mhm.
and we do create what we do with it afterwards, for sure.
Wow,
So,
that's no,
so
that's
through my studies, yeah, so then I'm just been able to, I can take different things and I can drill down and just succinctly present them. So I came up with the success zones because I learned that you have to connect with your heart. You need to know your heart's desires. You need to understand how your ego operates. You need to understand how your dark side operates, your shadow side. It has messages to tell you. And we need to embrace all of that. There is nothing wrong with any one of us at all. The matter of fact is, all that stuff will still be there. I don't care what you do, how many affirmations you say, or whatever, it will still always be there. The secret is to direct your focus elsewhere so that you don't have to change anything. You just direct your focus elsewhere. Instead of choosing to be one way, you choose to be another way. And while that may not be simple, it really is that simple. It's whatever you focus on is your reality. Now, I think it's really important to understand how you operate, because my ego always told me, oh, you can't do that. You're not capable. You don't know enough. And so I would study and study and study and study. Well, I'm almost 70 years old. How much studying do I need? So I came up with the success zones. It's a way to know your heart's desires, have your heart's desires, and know and be empowered that you will get there. Just keep focusing on your reality.
so, Dr. Teresa, what is the difference between the success zone, what you have explained, and coaching?
Coaching, I can coach you in 15 minutes and solve any problem you have.
Mhm.
I can coach you and drill down to, like, why don't you lose weight? Why don't you have what you want? Or I could teach you how to fish and have the tools to do this on your own. So that's where I am. I no longer need a coach. I no longer need someone to tell me, oh, this or that, because I know exactly how to drill down in my own issue and change and know where my power is. My power is never in the, oh my God, it's for me. It's in what can I do to have what I desire. And that's where the power is. But that's a clarity process that I have. It's very simple. It doesn't take very long. So coaching is codependent versus the success zones. What I teach in 10 weeks is teaching you all the tools that you will ever need to manifest whatever it is you desire.
So, what is spinal blockage and how can that affect one's overall lifestyle?
Okay, so I've been a chiropractor for almost 30 years, and part of this journey also, I quickly learned from many great people. 95% of dis-ease is from what you think and feel. So people would come into my office with sciatica or neck pain, and eventually they'll tell me, or they have always told me, oh, so and so's a pain in my ass, so and so's a pain in my neck. And it's like, what? Ah, and you have sciatica. So we put things in our bodies and things that happen to us in life, every cell in your body remembers it. The issues are in the tissues, for sure.
Mhm.
Your body remembers everything that ever happened to you. So, spinal flow that I do alongside the success zones is a gentle, non forced treatment where I touch your body and your body knows how to heal itself. And it unwinds the dura mater and it gets that cerebral spinal fluid flowing up and down smoothly, removes all the blockages. And cerebral spinal fluid is your innate intelligence, it is your life force. So if it's not moving smoothly, that means it's not removing toxins and it's not nourishing the nerves that go to all your organs and glands. So you want that cerebral spinal fluid to flow. And by doing spinal flow, it's not chiropractic, but it's a beautiful system. And so beautiful that when I saw it, I said, oh my gosh, I'm going out of retirement. I'm going to learn this. And not because I didn't feel capable, because I chose it. See, I'm in a different space. So it's really wonderful to see the differences in people's bodies and the healing. I'm working with cancer patients. Their cancer numbers are dropping. They're in remission. I'm working with scoliosis. It's unwinding. And this woman, I mean, literally the scoliosis, I've got one so bad. But she wound herself up. She literally wound herself into a knot.
Mhm.
So our bodies are capable of doing that. And being capable of doing that, they're also capable of healing. So it's very important to have your flow going as well.
Mhm.
So it
So,
all tied in together for me. Yeah.
so how long are the sessions? Is it until that the healing comes, like the spinal flow comes, or is there like a specific sessions that you do give?
So the person comes in, we do an assessment, we take pictures to see their posture. It's very interesting to see people's posture. For example, if your head is forward, if your ear doesn't line up with your shoulders, that's going to tell me that your pause gateway and your passion gateway are blocked. There's different gateways, which means that you're not capable of speaking your truth. Um, so anyway, we do an assessment. We recommend 12 sessions to start.
Mhm.
A lot has happened in people's lives, and it takes at least 12 sessions to get things flowing. And when they're on the table, you can see where they're flowing and where they're not, and the changes that occur. I have a client, he's came to me with cancer, and I've asked him, he's had 4 sessions. So what do you notice? He said, I'm happy. That's not why you're here. He goes, I don't care. I'm happy. So then you can release all those emotional things that have happened to you, and you don't even have to think about it. So spinal flow is really cool. Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of like de detoxing the spinal fluid, kind of like.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Because all our organs and glands, they each hold different emotions. I don't know if you know that, but like lungs are for grief, which makes sense, right? And people smoke cigarettes to fill their lungs with smoke to remove the grief. That's just what we do. The liver holds anger, which if you look around the planet right now, because of all the food and different things, everybody has got liver issues. So there's a lot of anger involved with that. So yes, as you get that cerebral spinal fluid, those things leave because now you don't have blockages and you can be who you are.
So
It
tell us
is.
about, yeah, so tell us about your online training. Like, where can the listeners get in contact with you? Where can they find your services? Do you have any products that you offer online? Any like material, like reading material, anything like that?
Do have a free resource on how to feel better, mentally better. And my website is drteresasmith.com, and Teresa's with an H. And I'm on Facebook, and all the information about both my courses are on there. Uh, I'm just finishing up my book, The Success Zones, and that should be in print by September. And the course is exactly what's in the book. So you can do it one-on-one, or you can get the book and you can do it on your own and, maybe have a session or whatever too with me. But I want the planet, anyone interested, to be able to pick this book up and know exactly the tools on how to get their desires. So that's the point of the success zones.
Wow, that's powerful. So, Dr. Teresa, I know you have a podcast. Tell us a little bit about your podcast and what do you talk about on your podcast? Is it the same thing that you talk about on your podcast, or is it a totally different topic?
Um, I do not, I'm sorry, I don't have a podcast.
Oh, you do?
Um,
Oh, okay.
I'm not yet, not
Oh,
yet.
well, I
I'm,
guess I'm
I'm,
telling you to have a podcast.
I know, I'm like, okay, okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Heard you.
Yeah, because of what you teach, the information is really relevant. It would be nice. It's all up to you. I thought you did have a podcast.
No, not yet. Not yet. I've done some lives where we've done some clearing. I do rewire. I call it rewiring of the brain. There's many different ways to do that out there, but where you can rewire different things. So I've done rewiring for money, rewiring for weight loss, because when you think about what you're going for, there's a thought that comes in your mind. And it's usually the ego going, "Oh no, 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 you don't, you can't do that," and it'll tell you why. And so I like to rewire that and remove the charge, I call it the charge, off of a negative emotion so it can be positive. So that's a lovely thing. And I do that live on Facebook here and there.
Okay. So you kind of have like a little podcast kind of, but it's on Facebook.
Yeah.
So Dr. Teresa, somebody who has been through trauma, do you go through the same routine, the same thing that you do for the cancer patients and other patients with health issues?
Yes, exactly the same thing. Because it's all about being able to identify where you're operating from. Are you playing victim? Are you playing creator? um, Having a tool to get out of that, having tools to manifest your desires and know your heart's desires. So, yes, I teach the exact same thing.
So do
Mhm.
you have any last words for the listeners about taking control of their health?
Yes, thoughts are things. Focus on your reality. If you focus on your dis-ease or your health problem or whatever problem, if you focus on that, you will have more of it. So you must attend to it, do what you must, but you must see yourself whole. You must see yourself well. You must focus on what you desire and be kind to yourself, be compassionate, don't judge. It's okay. It's all okay. Whatever you're thinking, feeling is okay. And don't get stuck so much in I feel this, I feel that, because that's really a trick thing to go through that has nothing to do with anything. That's egoic. Focus on what you desire. And that's what you'll have. And you know something else, Cleon? You don't have to know how you're going to get your heart's desires. As a matter of fact, that's the fun of being here on this planet is the not knowing. That's the genius. That's hooking into the super conscious. That's the miracle.
You're so right. That is true. Wow. This is a beautiful message, Dr. Teresa. Well, thank you for being on Beauty of Colors podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Cleon. You're doing a beautiful service. I've listened to many of your podcasts. So inspiring, so lovely. There's so many people out there, and we're all just wanting the planet to raise to a higher level and more love.